my friend, Jean-Serge Gagnon here. So today we're going to be talking about your attractive character, defining your attractive character. This is step number 6 of the 12 steps to your online success. And like I said, today it's going to be about the attractive character. What is the attractive character? Why do you care about it? You know, the other thing is we're going to review a little bit what we did before the first 5 steps, right? So, but first this. My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon, and I help entrepreneurs like you generate residual income from digital course strategies. So one of the things that I've been hearing a lot about, you know, I've listened to Russell Brunson, especially in his Expert Secret book and .com Secret book. He talks about the attractive character, right? He talks about that person who is the persona that you use in your copy, in your email sequences, in your posts, in your blog posts, in your Twitter posts, in your Facebook posts, LinkedIn, everywhere that you actually post things. And he talks about that person as being the attractive character. Now, one of the things that he talks about is that the attractive character is really, you choose who that is, right? It can be you, and that's what most people do, especially if you're building a business online. It can be you because you are somebody who's been doing it for a certain amount of time, or at least you know things and you learn things, and you can help people with what you already know, right? So right now, I'm not really sure whether my screen's frozen, so I'm hoping that it's actually live here, but let's just show you what is the 12 steps, right? So the 12 steps that if you've seen any of these episodes before, you've heard them before, there's other episodes, steps 1 to 12, steps 1 to 5, of course. Now we're on step number 6, so the only ones that are available are the previous steps. But what I've been doing is I've been building, you know, going through these steps for myself. I've been doing it for myself so that I can teach you about this in a way that's very hands-on, very, you know, even me making mistakes. I mean, yesterday we talked about the content copy, and I think I did an awful job of doing it for myself. I got to go back to that, got to read, but at least it forces me and hopefully you to actually go through the process and at the first step, because, you know, the most important part is to actually take action. And whether you do it wrong or not, it's better to take action and do it wrong than to not take action at all, because we're all trying to wait till it's perfect. We're all, you know, we think that it's better to wait and make sure we do it perfect. But you know what? Then that means we'll never do it. All right. So you got to take action. And that's what I'm doing. Even though, like I said, that I don't feel like I'm doing that great of a job. The attractive character, I'm not sure how good I'm going to do. But again, it's one of those things where I haven't really taken the time to even do it. I've been listening to audios, but I haven't really taken the time to do it. So let's just review a little bit what the 12 steps are. Step number 1 is define your vision. Step number 2 is define your audience. Then number 3 is define your avatar. 4 is define your offer. Number 5 is define your content copy. And today is define your attractive character. The next steps are going to be preparing our email sequence. Number 8 will be creating a free or low-cost item to get them on your list. Number 9 will be to set up your tools. We're going to talk about different tools that you need. Number 10 is going to be defining your stack. What are your bonuses you're going to give them? And and then we're going to talk about preparing a weekly webinar and doing a webinar. So that's basically the 12 steps. And you know, a couple days ago or a few episodes ago, I did my own vision, what my vision was. Of course, you can go check that out. You can go see that. I also did, you know, my avatar, define my audience, all these things. I've done that with you in these episodes, right? So today we're going to talk about the attractive character. Okay, so let's go back. What is the attractive character, right? So let's just open up that's my vision right there. If you're watching the video, you can look at it, but I'm not on the right screen here. So what is the attractive character, right? So the attractive character is the person, like I said, it's the persona that you're going to use when you're writing emails, when you're creating your posts, and when you're even talking. Right now, when I'm talking, what's my persona, right? And there's different. So first of all, you gotta choose a choose a persona, right? Gotta choose a persona. So persona can be somebody like It can be a leader. It can be a there's 4 or 5. I mean, there's obviously a bunch of different ones, but you know, the ones that work well with online marketing is the ones that Russell Brunson talks about in his books. And if I can remember properly, there's the leader, there's the adventurer, there's the unwilling. What does he call it? The hero, the unexpected hero, the non something anyways, something to do with the hero. And then there is the reporter. All right, so when Russell Brunson explains that, he talks about how the reporter is the persona you might choose if you're starting out. If you don't really know much, you're basically going to be going out there, you're going to be learning things, and then you're going to report back what you've learned to teach your audience, right? You're going to teach your audience things you've just learned right now, like a reporter. You're going to just say, hey, I just had the most awesome, I just listened to the best audiobook, or I just read this book, or I just watched this video on YouTube, and you know, this guy said, just like kind of like what I'm talking about, right? I'm teaching you what I've just learned from Russell Brunson, right? That's the reporter. So the leader is the person who's going to be doing things and just taking action and showing people and doing and going forward and doing it, right? And then of course the adventurer is somebody who's just tries all sorts of different things, doesn't really know what's there, whether it's a good idea to do that or not, whether there's any danger or not, but he's just taking action, he's taking steps, he's going in these different places. He's not going in a specific direction, he's kind of all over the place, and that's what makes them kind of fun, right? And then of course the hero is the one that's succeeded, that's got this success story behind them, that's made money, that's gotten leads, that's gotten followers, that can tell you how they got there and what they did, and the thing is that when you choose your persona, and this is the thing, it doesn't matter how you get there. What's important is to make a decision and move ahead. You can always change a decision later, right? So you choose your persona. It doesn't mean that it's a specific, there's not a right or wrong answer. It's you choose what of these personas that you want to be portraying in your copy, in your content, in your emails, based on what you what feels right to you, right? Because it doesn't have to be you. It can be another person. It could be a person that's gotten lots of success. Say for example, you're trying to promote ClickFunnels, right? That's an affiliate program, and they have a 30% or so commission rate on monthly fees. So you're trying to promote that, and you just started out. You don't have an experience with ClickFunnels yourself, but you know a couple other people that are your friends that have been posting results, that you can actually talk about them. You can talk about their results, what they've accomplished, and talk about them, and they become your attractive character, that other person, right, in your content. You can actually do that. Now, I wouldn't recommend it, because in the long, at least when you're starting out, because in the beginning, you really want to be the person that you're using as the attractive character. It's a lot easier for you than to try to always think like somebody else or that kind of stuff, right? That's more advanced. I would say wait until you have results before you start. And the idea is that they would be later on, it would be results from people that you've helped, right? And that makes it a lot easier because you've been helping them all along, and you can kind of, so that's, anyways, but that's the point. So the persona, and then of course after that, you just define, I won't say choose because we'll say define characteristics. How do you write that? Sticks? I think it's like that. Anyways, and that's basically similar, same as an audience, right? An audience or avatar. So basically, characteristics would be, like, what's the color of their eyes, how old are they, where do they live, do they have kids or not, all these different questions, right? So let's just write those down. So does, okay, well, first of all, what is their sex, right? So well, let's just say gender, right? We don't want to use that word, right? Or maybe we do. What's their gender? Number, and then over here, then we have to have how old are they, right? How old? I'm just gonna put that here because even though I say it's the same, I don't want you to have to go back to the other video or the other audio or the other document to go look that up. So how old are they? Do they have kids? So what do they look like? Right? Eyes, hair, body type, clothes, right? What else? What's their education? What is their experience? How well do they know the topic? Whoops, the topic, right? How well do they know the topic? So these are all questions that you got to ask yourself to define your attractive character. So how do you define it? By asking these questions and answering them and saying, what is it that you you know, choose a persona, define the characteristics. So let's just take that out of there because that's really what those other questions are, right? So choose a persona, you know, let's just put that like this because I want to see leader, adventurer, whoops. Oh, there you go, reluctant hero. That's what I was looking for. Reluctant hero and reporter. Now there's I think there's another one, I forget what it is, but anyways, if you look up Russell Brunson, you can even do a Google search for, you know, what is the attractive character personas. You can just search for that. But the idea is you got to choose one, right? You got to choose one. And once you've chosen it, and this is what we're going to do for me, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to define that right now with you so that I can, you know, tomorrow or the next episode, I should say, I'll be able to do the next step, right? Which is, what's the next step? I forget. It's actually to prepare email sequence. We're going to talk about the email sequence, right? So I mean, that's really important to have. And you have to define your persona. All right, so I'm going to do that. My persona is going to be, I'm going to say the reporter, maybe reporter leader. I think a little bit of both because I do take action and move ahead, and I don't really necessarily choose to take action or not based on what other people think, right? I kind of just take action. So that would be a part of a leader. And I'm a reporter because I try things and I talk about what I've done and I talk about what I've learned, and that's basically part of it. What's their gender? And I'm going to make the attractive character me. It makes it a lot easier. It's me. So of course I am male and I'm 54 now, actually. Imagine that, eh? I have 4 daughters. So 27, 26, 5, and 7. And also, I also 4 grandchildren. So we're not going to bother with the ages, but anyways, we could, I suppose. But so what do they look like? So what do I look like? I got blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'10", 200. Let's say 200. Actually 205 right now. No, I'm not 200. Anyways, 200 pounds. Medium build, casual, business casual dress. That's basically how I dress, right? What's my education? Never. So only let's just say only completed college degree at 50. Had one last course to finish. So when I was in college, I didn't finish my college degree, and I decided around 50 or 48 or whatever it was to actually finish my college, and I got my diploma. What's my experience? Well, I'm a computer programmer. geek, right? I love techie stuff. So I also so let me experience, let's just say experience slash interests. Maybe that should be another question, right? But anyway, I also like photography, botany, tennis, running. Okay. How well do I know the topic? Been online for 5 years. Actually, 2014, December 2015. Yeah, 5 years. So I've been online for 5 years. No, actually 4 years. 4 years, because December 2015, which means I really started in January 2016. So 4 years. I have 14,000, LinkedIn connections, 18,000 Twitter followers. I did have 23,000 Facebook fans, which I lost that page. But I've got some experience, right? And but in terms of income, no real income generated yet. That's really my story. I haven't really generated income. I made 50 bucks, 100 bucks there, 200 bucks there, that kind of stuff, but I haven't really made income that's worth talking about. So that's basically my attractive character, and this is how you can define yours, right? How do you answer those questions? So that helps you when you're trying to create content to know how to talk. It would, I'm a programmer, so I would talk about computer geeky stuff, right? I would talk about how I got 2 hard disks. I've got a server that's got 4 12 terabyte disks in them, right? And I replaced 4 terabyte disks with that in there, and I do things on there. I got 6 computers. I use OBS, and I talk about this technical stuff that I do. But if you're not a technical person, you wouldn't talk about that stuff. So that's the thing. You have to be real to your character, your story, what you're doing. And then when you know what your attractive character is, when you know what your offer is, when you know who your audience is, when you know who your avatar is, when you know all these things, then you can start to get some results, because everything's congruent. It's all in the same. It's all about the same thing, the same goal, the same end result, right? And that's one of the things that I've struggled with, that I haven't really done, because I've done a whole bunch of different things. I've done little pieces, a very single step, learned different things, learned a lot, took action and got results, but not the results that I really want, because I never really defined what are the results I really want, right? That's part of it, right? I haven't really defined my vision, my goals, my plan. And that's part of it. That's part of what probably is stopping you. That's not getting the results you're looking for. All right, so hopefully you got some value out of this. And if you think anybody else needs to hear this message, then please go ahead and share. I'm sure they'd appreciate it, and I would too. And until next time, this has been Jean-Serge Gagnon from Course Income Secrets. See you, or hear you, or talk to you in the next episode.